We are right on the verge of a completely new digital world, and today we're going to look at the blueprint. We're breaking down the three core technologies that are literally building our future as we speak: artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and of course, the 5G network that ties it all together. The way we experience the digital world is just completely transforming. It feels like yesterday we were just reading static pages on the early internet. Now we're stepping directly inside these fully immersive, interactive experiences that are seriously starting to blur the lines between what's physical and what's digital. So, what are the actual building blocks here? What are the engines really driving this whole revolution forward? Well, that's exactly what we're about to get into. And a lot of this is building towards one massive idea: the metaverse. Just think of it like this: a persistent, shared 3D digital space. It's not just one game or some new social platform. It's supposed to be this unified world where our digital lives can happen, combining everything from work to hanging out with friends.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the immersion engine. This is the tech that actually builds these digital worlds and, tricks our brains into believing that what we're seeing is real.
And this whole immersion thing really comes in two main flavors. You've got virtual reality, or VR, which is a total replacement. You put on a headset and boom, your physical world is gone, replaced by a completely digital one. But then you have augmented reality, or AR, which is all about adding things. It keeps you right here in the real world, but layers digital information right on top of your view.
And listen, this isn't some far-off science fiction anymore. It's happening right now. In schools, students are doing chemistry experiments in totally safe virtual labs. In hospitals, surgeons are planning out complex operations using VR. And in the business world, companies are holding these incredibly immersive virtual meetings. You get that face-to-face feeling without anyone having to get on a plane. Here's a perfect, super simple example of AR you might have even used. You know the IKEA Place app? The one that lets you see what that new couch would look like right in your living room? That's it. That's AR solving a really common problem by overlaying a digital object onto your physical space. It's try before you buy on a whole new level. All right, so we've got these incredible immersive worlds, but creating a convincing space is one thing. Making it smart and responsive is a whole other challenge. For that, you need an intelligence layer, and this, my friends, is where AI comes into play. You can really think of artificial intelligence as the brain behind all modern multimedia. It's the engine that lets these digital experiences learn from us, adapt on the fly, and become genuinely personalized. So how does AI actually do all this? Well, it's the magic that automatically tags your friends in photos because it's learned to recognize faces. It's behind those surprisingly natural-sounding voices in your GPS, creating speech from just text. And, of course, it's the absolute powerhouse behind Netflix's recommendations, sifting through mountains of data to predict what you'll want to binge watch next. But look, none of these amazing, smart experiences could even exist without an invisible foundation holding them all up. So now let's look at the infrastructure that makes it all possible: the cloud and 5G. The cloud is the first major piece of that foundation, and it has been a total game changer. By moving all the massive storage needs and the heavy-duty processing power off our personal devices and onto these huge remote servers, it just unleashes so much potential. Suddenly, you've got teams all over the world collaborating on massive projects in real time, all from a simple laptop. And the other half of that foundation is 5G. This chart just shows you what a ridiculous upgrade we're talking about. I mean, just look at South Korea, jumping from about 60 megabits per second on 4G to over 330 on 5G. This isn't just a small step up, it's a complete game changer for what's possible when you're not on Wi-Fi. So, the crucial thing to understand is that 5G isn't just up to 100 times faster. It's what that speed actually unlocks. We're talking about latency. That's the tiny delay between when you send a signal and when it's received. With 4G, that delay, as small as it is, makes real-time, high-quality VR and AR pretty much impossible on a mobile network. But 5G's ultra-low latency nearly wipes out that delay. And that is the key. That's what lets your AR glasses display complex data without any lag. It finally delivers on the promise of seamless, mobile, immersive experiences. Okay, but with all this incredible power comes, well, some pretty heavy responsibility. The same tools that can build these breathtaking new worlds can also be used to twist our reality. And this brings us to some really serious ethical questions. And right at the heart of this problem is the rise of deepfakes.
These are AI-generated videos and voices that are getting so realistic, it's becoming almost impossible to tell what's real anymore. And sure, they can be used for creative things, but they also swing the door wide open for some scary stuff, like fraud, identity theft, and massive political manipulation. And that leads to some really big worries, doesn't it? I mean, how can we trust anything we see online when a fake video can spread like wildfire and shape what people believe? And beyond that, what do we do about ownership when an AI can create a stunning piece of art? The old copyright laws just weren't designed for this new reality. This slide just hits the nail on the head with a question we all need to start thinking about. Seriously, if an AI creates a masterpiece, who owns it? The person who wrote the code? The user who typed in the prompt? Or does it just belong to no one? This really challenges our entire idea of what creativity and ownership even mean. So, what's the path forward here? Well, it kind of boils down to three things. First, we have to accept that this tech evolution is happening. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle. Second, we have to demand a deep sense of ethical responsibility to balance all this innovation. And finally, and maybe most importantly, we have to put people first, always designing technology that actually serves and helps us. And that really leaves us with this final thought. At the end of a day, the tools are going to keep getting better and crazier, but the goal has to stay the same: to use all this incredible technology to create meaningful experiences that connect us and make our lives better. Because the future, well, it's really all about us.